Hello. Today I'm gonna react to cringy lyrics I wrote when I was like 17-ish. Let's get into it. Okay. It's called Something for Your Mind. And this is the first Superorganism song that I wrote. I wrote it in like somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes. It came together super quick.
I know you think I'm a psychopath, a Democrat lurking in the dark. This sucks, I'm the Kmart soda jerk. Cirque du trash, I kept the stash. Of cocoa candy straight from Japan, hologram and she was never as near. I think you know what I need to get by.
The fuck? I don't know what any of that means. I'm not super cringed out by this one, honestly. And I love this song. Even after having played it like hundreds of times, I really still love it. I think it's such a good song. And I think the lyrics are cool. I think this was around the time the American political landscape was, like getting intense and crazy. So politics was on my mind. I also was living in America at the time, in Maine. And my little treat for myself was after school, I would go to the gas station and I would get a big ass soda and I would really fill it up with ice, like a lot of ice, and then fill it up with Coke. And then that was my treat. And I would drink that and work on my essays for school and assignments. So I think that's why I mentioned soda. And also all of this, at the time, I was obsessed with Pavement. So the lyrics are very Malcolm-y, in my opinion. Very kind of abstract-y vibes. And then Hologram Ann, okay, I do feel a little resentment to this line because of the hologram thing. Because, oh my gosh, I don't even really understand how it started and became such a thing. I do. But there was this inside joke, I guess, where people would be like, oh, Orono's a hologram, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of self-imposed though, because I think it was it started out because people initially didn't think we were a real band or whatever. We weren't even a band, really. We just made a song together and put it on SoundCloud. That was it. So we weren't even a band. People were right. But then people were like, oh, this is some other guy's secret project, blah, blah, blah. And there was just no info on us. So people were saying all this stuff. And then people were saying oh, maybe she's a hologram or whatever. Maybe because of that line. It's my fault. The thing is, it's my fault. But it still annoys me. And then we also snuck in a reference to that in a music video, and so that's why it caught on. So I think it's weird that I'm so annoyed when people say oh, you were a hologram, right, or whatever. Because literally I've chilled out on it, but before, whenever people say that to me, especially in real life, I would be like, fuck off, bro. I hate you. I was like, no, I'm not a fucking hologram. I'm a real ass person. So I remember being really pissed off about that. But it wasn't even I wasn't even trying to make a joke about how, like, I'm a hologram or anything. I also was obsessed with Neutral Milk Hotel at the time. And then you know how, in the airplane over the sea, like, that album's about, like, Anne Frank and stuff. So it was a reference to that. So, like, that's it. And then, like, Something for Your Mind, blah, blah, blah. That's a sample. So, like, I didn't write that. Verse 2. I know you think I'm a sociopath, okay? My lovely prey, I'm a cliche. Make way, I'm in my Pepsi mood. Should we go line by line? I don't know. I know you think I'm a sociopath. I said that because this one starts off with psychopath. So I'll be like, well, it's kind of like supposed to be like a conversation between two people that don't really like each other. Kind of. Or maybe it's a conversation with myself. I don't know. My lovely prey, I'm a cliche. I think I was probably thinking about Silence of the Lambs, because that's probably my favorite movie. Make way, I'm in my Pepsi mood. I don't really know what that means, but I love it. Also, I'm not a Pepsi person, so I think it's also in reference to that. I'm more of a Coke person. Someone said, a Pepsi mood is a very specific craving, something dark, fizzy, and crisp. Okay, I don't think you cooked with that one, but that's okay. Good guess. Mama needs food, how about a barbecue? Okay, I don't know what that means. For us, the bourgeoisie, so carefree. Remember when I don't know what you need to get by. I think this is still in my, like, Malcolmist bag of just being, like, kind of, like, random XD, LOL, derp kind of vibes. Not that Malcolmist is like that, but you know when he does that a little bit. You know what I mean? He's just like, derp. But I like that. I think it's cool. It's all good. Sure. Good morning, Orno, you're away, blah, 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 blah. Can you see? Yeah. Scream, I just had a dream where my friends all dissolved away. Breathe, it's all reality. I'm 17, still not over that dream. I think I'm a very, like, friendship, family-oriented person. Yeah, maybe I was just kind of... I don't know if I actually had a dream where my friends all dissolved away, but I think I do have a fear of, like, losing friends and stuff. Not really, though. I just, like, value my friends so much that when I'm in an anxious state or something, especially, like, back in the day, I would just be like, oh no, like, what if all my friends died? I don't know. Something like that, I guess. And then, blah, 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 pre-chorus. I didn't write that, but I like it. It's all good. Blah, 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 blah. Anthony Robbins, blah, blah, blah. I didn't write that. Okay, verse 2. Run, I've had it up to here. Gotta get out and do all of my chores. Hold up, it's only 3 p.m. I ought to go back and relax some more. This is actually, like, not super cringe. I don't, like, love it, but I also don't hate it. This is just kind of, paying tribute to my lazy ways, my love and hate for procrastination. That's pretty much it. Nobody Cares. That's one of the earlier songs, too. I think the second or third song we worked on was Nobody Cares, or It's All Good. And you know what I appreciate, guys? The fact that it says London/Maine Collective. That's so true. I really, really, really did not like being called oh, this band from London, because I did not like London. Did not like it. In fact, I really, really hated it. And now, not as much, I would say. Would I live there again? I don't think so.
Incomplete without tearing up all of the sleeves. Nobody cares. You look fine. No, I don't. Let's consult our favorite recipe. Nobody cares. Oh no, nobody cares.
You know, the song's about insecurity vibes. Yeah, I guess. Verse 2. Out we go into the world of scary eyes and lies. Ooh. Wait, what? Someone said, the way these words are sung sound like scary atom bombs? Combine this with the bomb-dropping whistle used twice in the song, an explosion sound, and what sounds like jet planes flying overhead. It seems like partly this song comments on the fact that we live on the brink of... Girl. I mean, that's cool interpretation, but I was not thinking about that. Like, go off. You get that 3 likes you got. That's great. But I was not thinking about nuclear war at the time. Honestly, it's like, I did put thought into it, but it's also like not that deep. Ooh, I like the bridge lyrics though. I think I wrote that. How am I to care when nobody else does? That's so true. That is giving. How can you love yourself if you can't love yourself? Can I get an amen? And this was before I started watching RuPaul. So you could say me and RuPaul were kind of on a similar wavelength.
Sweet relief when you grow up and see for yourself. Nobody cares. Have a drink, have a smoke, do whatever you need to alone. Nobody cares.
I didn't write that part, actually. But I think I kept it because I was like, yeah, these are cool lyrics. Let's keep it. And then also verse 4 I did not write. But I was like, yeah, let's keep it because it's cool. Okay, what's next? Tokyo, oh Tokyo, I'm aware of your deadly presence. I see you've come with the presents and brought along with your mother too. Obviously, or not so obviously, I was thinking about earthquakes in Japan and like Godzilla. But more so earthquakes, because earthquakes are pretty scary. And I thought it was crazy that people live here because we live on so many fault lines and so earthquake prone and like natural disaster prone. It's kind of crazy to live here. But then you could apply that to literally anywhere else in the world. So I think I was on that like, yeah, the world is crazy kind of thing. Tokyo, Tokyo, I'm afraid of what's going to happen when every bedroom flattens and everything falls in the sea. I don't know if I wrote that. Maybe I did. I don't think so, though. Maybe. No, I don't think so. But I like it. And then verse 3, Tokyo, Tokyo, you're too tall of a truth to take in, since we're grounded in a daydream. Can't wait till we meet up again. That's kind of cool. I like that one. I think I wrote that one. Ooh, and I love alliteration, bro. You're too tall of a truth to take in. That's good. I like that. Good job on that one. And yeah, I think that, again, is kind of a meditation on earthquakes, natural disasters, anything could happen at any moment, something scary. But we kind of have to almost choose to ignore it and carry on with our lives. Because, you just can't go on thinking about life that way, I feel like. So you're just kind of like, I'm just gonna be in my little daydream. Moving on. Ooh, prawn song, let's get into that.
Oh, have you ever woke up from a daydream? And realized that the world's going crazy. You people are all the same, going blah, 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 going bang, bang, bang. Oh, I'm a laid-back girl floating in the sun, looking down at the world. Oh, just sipping, it's kind of my thing.
Honestly, I don't think I have much to say on this one. A lot of these I did not write. I think I tweaked some lines here and there. Yeah. But I was just like, okay, this is such a silly, fun song about being a prawn. I've never fucking said prawn in my life, but okay. When we were working on these songs, I wasn't thinking about, like, all the press that we had to do, how we come across to people, how I'm gonna have to sing these songs over and over again for like 2 years straight. I wasn't thinking about anything. So I was just like, okay, cool. Sounds good. To pretty much everything. I just wasn't thinking. And for a certain amount of time, I was really kind of bothered with the kind of image that we had built up. Oh my god, and the current, I think it's not that anymore. But before, like, first album era promo picture. Here, I'll pop it up here. OMG. I hated that. And no shade to the person that took the picture. No shade at all. But like, oh my god. It's giving like Google ad, you know? Like Google band. I don't know. I really did not love the image of us that we were putting out. It felt very, just kind of odd. It didn't resonate with me. It didn't feel like me. That's what bothered me the most. That's what bothered me. It didn't feel like me. So many of the things I did, I was like, dude, this is so cringe. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But, like, no shade to anyone. The thing is, I just shouldn't have done it, honestly. Or, I figured out now, is, okay, you find it cringe, well, find a way to make it fun and interesting for you. That was the solution. But nobody taught me that. And it's not really something you can teach. I think you can, like some people can. And there were some very important, lovely people around me that kind of steered me in that direction. And I'm very grateful for those people. But none of them explicitly taught me the ways to, you know, find enjoyment and be content and finding a way to make it work for you, because really that's something you have to figure out on your own, and you have to just go through it. And I'm not talking like this can apply to anything in life, but yeah, you just gotta figure out a way to make it work for you. And for a long time, I could not figure that out. It took me a whole album cycle of like 2 years to figure it out, basically. When we shot the music video for this, I think I was kind of slowly starting to figure it out a little, and also be more comfortable in front of the camera. I remember being really uncomfortable in front of cameras because, you know, I was like an insecure kid, and I've never really like put myself out there, and all of a sudden it's like photo shoots, music videos, interviews, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so ugly. Everyone thinks I'm ugly, and I don't want the whole world to know how ugly I am. I can't deal with it. So I was really uncomfortable. And also, especially with this like dichotomy, I guess, of like me being such a grump, and then the other people in the band being like such good vibes and like yay fun vibes. I felt this like pressure to like have to be that, and it is pressure not directly from them or anything, but just like it's just that's what happens. Like, there were more of them than me. And I was, like, pretty much the latest addition to the gang, and they were like much older than me. So they kind of had their shit figured out more than me. I was still very much figuring my shit out. So, and I also just like really hated myself and was like not well mentally. So there's that. So I think I've felt the pressure to come off a certain way, and the certain way being like fun, yay, quirky. And I just was like, I can't give that. That's not me. But I also hated people kind of assuming I'm such a grump because of just the contrast between me and my bandmates. Because even at the time, yes, I was a grump a lot of the times, yes. But also, like, that wasn't me necessarily, you know? I just couldn't really figure out a way to be me, present me, and be more thoughtful with the way that I presented myself to the world. I was flailing around. The world saw me flailing around, and I didn't know what to do about it. But I had an obligation to go through with everything. So I did it, and I'm so glad I did it. I learned so much. And now I am just happy being in prom. So, like, that's really cool. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get into this. Verse 1. They said, sleep is for the weak. Who said that? Who said that? Orno was saying that sleep is for the weak and she isn't sleeping because she's portraying an adult that's lost their sleeping schedule because they gave into the mantra, which is... What are you talking about? Ooze! Someone said, marked as restating the line. That's so true. Yeah, what? They said sleep is for the weak, and it gave into the mantra. Yeah, okay. Okay, you gotta trust me on this. We did get an offer to do the Genius lyric video, and guess what? I said no. That's where I drew the line. I was like, I'll do all this other cringe shit you're making me do. I'm not doing a Genius lyric video. I could not fathom. And I just knew it was gonna come off bad because, like, kind of like this. I don't know, I just found it really cringe. I found the lyric videos to be super cringe in any format. Just the vibe of someone going on and on, analyzing and explaining their lyrics, that was so cringe in my opinion. Or when they like sing it, a cappella vibes, I thought that was cringe, even if they're a good singer. And I didn't really consider myself a good singer. And also just singing a cappella, I didn't want to do that. That would have been giving, like, Fifi O'Hara All-Stars 2 talent show.
We're gonna make love to the club tonight! Girl, find the note.
I think that's what I was thinking about, and I didn't want to do that. And also, have you noticed how a lot of these lyrics, I'm just like, yeah, true, or like, okay, go off. Or like, yeah, I just like mustard. Like, I don't really have much to say. And also, it's like, show don't tell. I just thought it was really uncool, and I didn't want to do it. And also, if I were to do it, I could see myself, like, really not enjoying it and being such a grump. So that was another reason. I was like, guys, I know you really want me to do this, but I know if I do it, I'm gonna be super grump, and it's gonna be bad vibes, so let's not do it. So I didn't do it. The scene was derelict the Facebook propaganda. I think the internet was kind of, again, like I said before, just kind of getting scary vibes, you know, alt-right vibes. So I think I was on that. My router is a candle. Internet router, just kind of, you know, how it flickers constantly. I was like, oh, that's like a candle. And it's like giving me internet that ignites my slim innocence. Sure. And I see how this was so dull, but I like the blue brittleness. Bitch just loves alliteration and big words. Curious cam girls. I see again with the alliteration. Curious cam girls, cruel and kind cherry boys. Wow. I wrote this. I just liked interesting words, interesting phrases. I thought that was interesting. And I think I also liked how it looked. Just the text visually. They were restless for those refills. See, I think I was probably thinking about soda, because I like soda. Superimposed on a green screen. Internet vibes. Your aimless web surfing. I do that. And arranged brain battling. That's like me telling me to kill myself in my brain. Whoops. I just wanted to be our crumb. That, I think I wrote that because I watched the movie Crumb with some of my bandmates one afternoon. And that was a lovely afternoon. Great movie, great hang. And I think we watched that right around the time we were working on this song. So I was referencing that. Sitting like a claw in my brain. Did I write that? I don't know if I wrote that. Maybe I did. But I like that. Okay. Cool. I think that's it. Maybe we do this another time. Maybe. Okay. Well, that's it. That was kind of interesting, I hope. That was kind of interesting for me. I think I write better lyrics now. And I wouldn't say these are bad lyrics, but they are kind of like derp, XD, lol, random vibes. But I like that. That's cool. She was obsessed with pavement. She was obsessed with random stuff. She was giving that. And that's good for her. But I like my current lyrics and lyricism much more now. And I'm excited to show you what I've been working on. Okay. Let me know if you want me to do this again. And which songs I should react to. Okay. Bye.